today someone. Today I would like to preach about the two types of sin that separate us from God. And we are going to read the book of Genesis, Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 to 7. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1 to 7. And it says like this: Now the snake was the most cunning animal that the Lord had made. The snake asked the woman, Did God really tell you not to eat from fruit from any tree in the garden? You may eat the fruit of any tree in the garden. The woman answered, Except the tree in the middle of it. God told us not to eat the fruit of that tree, or even touch it. If we do, we will die. The snake replied, That is not true. We will not die. God said that because you know that when you eat it, you will be like God. And now what is good and know what is good and what is bad. The woman saw how the beautiful the tree was and how good its fruit would be to eat. And she thought how good it would be to become wise. So she took some of the fruit and ate it. Then she gave some to her husband, and he also ate it. As soon as they had eaten it, they were given understanding and realized that they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and covered themselves. We have read the book of Genesis 3, verse 1 to 7. Now, we like to talk about sin, the origin of sin in the Bible. Human beings have different thoughts, values, and standards how they want to live in this life that we have. Some they have their values. They value themselves. There is what they want. There is what they want to live. Their values, they value themselves very well, and they have their thoughts and standards. Human beings, let's say I may value something like a car, anything, even standards. The living standard that we want. Even when, let's say, you want to get married, you have your own standards. I want to marry a lady who looks like this and that. You may look the beauty of the lady, or many things that as human beings we look. Even our thoughts, there is the way we think. But even the Bible itself, God, the same way human beings have their value, standards, and thoughts, the same way the Bible, the same way the Bible, the Bible, which is the word of the Lord, as I had preached from the previous video, you could see the time I was explaining who is God. I explained who is God, and I read in the book of John, 1 John chapter 1, verse 3, chapter 1 to verse 1 to 3. It says that in the beginning there was the Word was with God, and the Word is God. If you want to understand the standard of God, the value and the thoughts of God, you must read the Bible to understand it clear, and it is recorded in the Bible itself. So, as I will be continuing teaching about sin, the origin of sin, and we will be basing our thoughts in the Bible, because this Bible is God Himself. In the beginning there was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word is God. Sorry, I'm sweating here. Here there is too much heat. So let's look at the Bible. The thoughts of, as human beings, we have different thoughts, even our standards. Let's look at the book of Isaiah 55. Isaiah 55, chapter 6 to 9. Isaiah 55, verse 6 to 9. Turn to the Lord and pray to him, now that he is near. Let the wicked leave their way of life and change their ways of thinking. Let them turn to the Lord, our God. He is merciful and quick to forgive. My thoughts, said the Lord, are not like yours, and my ways are different from yours. As high as heaven are above the earth, so high are my ways and thoughts above yours. So here, verse 8, it says that my thoughts, said the Lord, are not like yours, and my ways are different from yours. So here, the thoughts of God are different from us human beings. The way we think, our ways, the way we think, our ways, the way we behave, our values, our standards are different from the thoughts of God as explained from the Word. Then, how can we know the thoughts of God? Even like sin, we say, like committing adultery, it is a sin. It is too much short. Excuse, it is very too much. What is sin? Stealing, committing, fornication, fighting. No, that is our thoughts, the way we think. How do we think? What is sin? Many people think that sin is stealing, committing adultery, fighting, insulting others. Yes, those are sins. That is the way we think. Like, let's say, there were 4 different bright people. They were going in the game park to see an elephant. One touched the head, but because he was bright, he thought, an elephant has a big head, it looked like a stone. The other bright person touched the leg of the elephant. He thought, the elephant has a big leg and looks huge. The other one looks the horse of the elephant. Then he thought, an elephant? Yes. It has a big, an elephant is like a horse pipe, a very large. Yes, these people are very light. Because they were touching parts of the elephant. Yes, they are light. Even as human beings, according to, but these people are very light because they are touching the parts of the elephant. Yes, they are very light because those are the parts of an elephant. Even as human beings, even in the issue of sin, human beings, they think that stealing, committing adultery, fornication, let's say even lesbianism, gazing, all of those things, yes, they are part of sin. But they are part of sin, yes, they are sin. It's fighting, everything, those are sin, but they are part of sin. Like this bride people. They were touching parts of the elephant. They think, hey, an elephant looks like this because they are bright, even as human beings, the same way to the scenario of sin. Let's look at the thoughts of God. What is sin according to the Bible? Because the Bible tells us our thoughts are different from his thoughts. Then let's look at the Bible, what God considers as sin. Let's look in the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 13. Let's see what God sees as sin. Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 13 says, "For my people have committed two sins. They have turned away from me the springs of fresh water, and they have dug cisterns, that can hold no water." Jeremiah 2 verse 13. "For my people have committed two sins. They have turned away from me the springs of fresh water, and they have dug cisterns, cracked cisterns that can hold no water. For my people have committed two sins." So you see, as the Bible says, my thoughts are different from your thoughts. The same way human, the same way God is saying, there are only two types of sin that he sees as sin in his own eyes, and that is the thoughts of God. "For my people have committed two sins. One sin, they have turned away from me the springs of fresh water." The springs of fresh water, they have turned away from me. They have forgotten me, and they have turned away from me. They have dug cisterns that can hold no water. Turning away from God. What that does mean? God is the only person who is righteous, perfect, and holy. If we turn away from God, then we have committed a sin. Because God is the one who is righteous, holy, and perfect. Then that is the first sin, turning away from God, whom is very righteous, perfect, and holy. Then the second sin is they have dug cisterns, cracked cisterns that can hold no water at all. These cracked cisterns, it is our work, the work that we do. You see, as a human being, we try to think that when I do like this, it is bad. When I do like this, it is bad. When we go back to the Bible, the book that we read in the book of Genesis, Genesis chapter 3 verse 7. It is so much back here. Genesis chapter 3 verse 1 to 7. Here we have read the Bible. We have started by reading Genesis chapter 3 verse 1 to 7. The snake replied that it is not true, you will not die. God said that because he knows that when you eat it, you will be like God and know what is good and what is bad. So here, God said that because he knows that when you eat it, you will be like God and know what is good and what is bad. In the Bible, who wanted to be like God? It is Satan. So here, when we realize that this is good and this is bad, then that is when sin came into the world. That is how we started thinking. That is when we started thinking. That is how our works were introduced. This is bad. When I commit adultery, when I do like that, and that is what God is saying. There are systems, our work, that they can hold no water. Let's look at the book of Isaiah 59, verse 1. Isaiah 59 verse 1. Isaiah 59 verse 1, it says that, don't think that the Lord is too weak to save you or too deaf to hear you are called for help. It is because of your sin that he does not hear you. It is your sin that separates you from God when you try to worship him. The Lord's heart is not too short to hear from us. but it is because of our sin. Those two sins, our work and turning away from Him, in Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 1 to 13. Those are the sins that separates us from God. That is why God even can't save us at all, can't hear us. Don't think that the Lord is too weak to save you or too deaf to hear you call for help. It is because of your sin that He does not hear you. It is your sin that separates you from God when you try to worship Him. Isaiah 59 verse 1 to 2. It is said it is because of our sin. Now, how did I become a sin? How did I become a sinner? Let's look at in the book of Romans, chapter 5, verse 12. Romans chapter 5, verse 12. How did I become? Sin came into the world through one man, and his sin brought death with it. As a result, death has spread to the whole human race because everyone has sinned. Sin came into the world through one man. Romans chapter 5 verse 12, it says, sin came to the world through one man. And who is that man? Adam and Eve. In the book of Genesis chapter 3 verse 1 to 7, through one man, sin came into the world. That is why even God, when we try to call Him, He can't answer us. In the book of Isaiah 59, verse 1, it is our sin has separated us, our iniquities have separated from God. That is why even He can't hear us, because of our sin. And sin entered to the world through one man. Romans 5:12. Then now we may ask, why I am a sinner? Why I am a sinner? Why? Because I still insult, fighting? No. Because Adam did it. That is why we became sinners. Not our work that we try to do, knowing what is good and what is bad. No. We didn't become sin because of Adam. It is because of Adam and Eve, the sin that they committed in the Garden of Eden. Let's look at the book of Psalms chapter 51 verse 5. 51 verse 5. It says like this. Psalms 51 verse 5. I have been evil from the day I was born. From the time I was conceived, I have been sinful. I was evil from the day I was born. From the time I was conceived, I have been sinful. Many people may think when a child is being born, he is a sinner. As a single child, even in the womb of his mother, he is a sinner. Does that child have done anything wrong? You may ask yourself, does that child committed any sin when he is in the womb of his mother? Because the Bible says he was a sinner before he was born. Even in the womb of his mother, he was a sinner. It is not because of our work. We were sin. I have been evil from the day I was born. From the time I was conceived, I have been sinful. Sorry, there is a new sequence. I try to start the hope it will not affect the recording. I was born a sinner. We became sinners through Adam and Eve, even in our womb. Let's say when we returned, I was born in my mother. When I returned, through my mother conceived me, I was born a sinner. I have been a sinner. It's so much. Yeah? Sorry. I was born a sinner in the womb of my mother. When I returned to my mother, let's say it was a generation from Adam. Adam gave birth to different children. Then those children gave birth to other children. Then the cycle continued like that and that and that. Even me, my mother, there was another person who gave birth to him. Even me, my children, I will give birth to other children, and then they will be my offspring. So it is a generation, it is a cycle from Adam. That is how we became sinners. Psalms 58, let's look at the book, Psalm 58 verse 3. Evildoers go wrong all their lives. They tell lies from the day they are born. Psalms 58 verse 3, it says, evildoers go wrong all their lives. They tell lies from the day they were born. We became sinners from the day we were born, evildoers. We were evil from the day we were born. It is not because of our work. It is not because of our fault. Even young child, even me, when I was in my mother's womb, did I commit any sin? A young child, a very innocent person, did not commit any sin, but he became a sinner from the day he was born. That is why the Bible says we have committed two sins. In Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 13, God considers only two sins: turning away from Him and our work. Our work cannot make us to be righteous, because our work, a young child in his mother's womb has done nothing to become a sin. That child is very innocent. As we became sinners, not because of our work, but because of Adam and Eve. So our works are sin. Do you understand? Our work are sins. That is why the thoughts of God consider only two types of sin: turning away from Him, a deed system which can't hold water no more. That is the only two sins. Because as we became sinners, not because of our work, not because of what we did, but because of Adam and sin. Let's look at the book of John chapter 8 verse 44. John chapter 8 verse 44. John chapter 8 verse 4. It is John chapter 8 verse 44. John 8 verse 44. You are the children of your father, the devil, and you want to follow your father's desire. From very beginning, he was a murderer and has never been on the side of truth, because there is no truth in him. When he tells a lie, he is only doing what is natural to him, because he is a liar and the father of all lies. You are the children of your father, the devil, and you want to follow your father's desire. From the very beginning, he was a murderer, and he has never been on the side of the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he tells a lie, he is only doing what is natural to him. As we are the children of our father, who is the devil. So, here, as we became sinners through Adam and Eve, not because of our work, even from our mother's womb, we were sinners. I have told you from Genesis chapter 1 to 7, that is where Eve and Adam ate the food and we all became sinners and the whole world became evil. That is where the sin came from. Here, that is why the Bible tells us, God considered in Jeremiah chapter 2 to 13. Let's go back to that is our Jeremiah. Jeremiah 2:13, for my people have committed true sin. They have turned away from me the springs of fresh water, and they have dug systems, cracked systems that can hold no water at all. That is, the people have committed, they have turned away. We turn away from God. That is the first thing. And the dug system that can hold no water. Our work, our thought, those are our work. The systems, it is our work. Those systems that we have dug, it is our work. Even if I try to do what I try to not to do, not to steal. I am not saying stealing it is a sin, but that it is one. It is part of it is part of our work. I will conclude here the sermons of today. I hope you have understood how we became sinners and the two types of sin that separate us from God. Please consider subscribing to this channel to have the continuation, to know more about sin, how sin came to the world. The next video I will be talking about how now, because we are sinners, how can we do to become righteous? Please subscribe and so that you can't miss any video in my YouTube channel, and I hope you will continue knowing more and more about sin and how you can become righteous. Thanks.